Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel again. And as you can tell, we're back in my kitchen. It's late at night and my sweet tooth was hungry. So I came in the kitchen to see what I had in my cabinets that I could make for my sweet tooth. So I'm going to be making a cake. And this particular recipe has been around for a long time. I know a lot of you out there that are watching right now, I'm sure you've made this same type of cake. It's called a dump cake. Now I actually got this recipe from my ex-mother-in-law, and I've made it many, many times. But I'm doing it a little bit different tonight because I haven't been out and been shopping in a few days. So my pantry was a little low on some of the supplies. Okay, here we are with the dump cake. Now, first of all dump cakes need a yellow or a white cake mix. That's the first thing that you start with. And I did have that. They also call for pineapples, but they call for crushed pineapples. And all I had was ring pineapples. So what I did was dump the juice out and take a knife and chop up all the pineapples in here to make them into crushed. And the reason I had pineapple rings, I remember, is because there's a cake recipe that I make that's a pineapple upside down cake that calls for the rings. So that's why I had those. And usually when you make the dump cakes, it's a cherry pie filling that you use. Like I said, I haven't been to the store in a while. I didn't have any cherry in my pantry, but I did have apple. And as you can see, this can is in pretty bad shape. I think that I actually found it in a discount buggy at one of the local stores, dented cans and out-of-date stuff for like maybe a quarter or a dime. I had a hard time getting the lid open on that. But so we're going to be putting the apples in it instead of the cherry. So I have no clue how it's going to turn out because I've never made it with anything except cherry. And then you also need a stick of butter or margarine. I have margarine. And then you're supposed to put pecans on it. Once again, not to the store, didn't have any pecans. So I'm going to be leaving that out. So what you do, and this is a very simple recipe, just in case there's somebody watching that's never made it. It's called dump for that reason. You dump everything. So the first thing you do, oh, there's somebody get cut up. Oh, no. Oh, gosh. All right, I'm going to have to cut those up, or I'm not going to be able to use them. I thought I had them all cut up pretty good. I got most of them cut up. There'll be a few of them hanging on. That's what you call a whoopsie cake. Anyway, you get the crushed pineapples, and you're supposed to spread them all out in the pan. And then you're supposed to take your, I have that knife out there to cut my butter. Then you're supposed to take your cherries and dump them on top of the pineapples and spread them all around. I'm doing that. Trying to get in there and avoid that lid so that I don't get cut. Ooh, I see a little piece of a label I'm going to have to reach in there and get out. This is what happens when it's late at night and you've got a sweet tooth. There's a little bit of a label in there. I'm getting that out. Okay. Oh, and then the next thing, I'm forgetting something, aren't I? I'm going to spread this all around. Probably should have cut these apples up a little bit too. This cake is going to be a big fail. I had no idea I was going to have all these issues going on with it when I started it. I hope when it's done, it's at least edible for all the work I'm having to go through to put it together. So I'm going to chop them up a little bit too. Because if these was cherry pie filling, there'd be little tiny cherries in there instead of these big old clumps of apples. So, all right, there's that. And then the next thing you do is dump your yellow cake dry. No eggs, no milk, no oil, no nothing, no water, anything. You don't add nothing to it. And you're going to bake it in an oven, 350. I've got my oven already on and heating up. Once again, I always put my scraps down in my box. Then you spread your dry filling of the cake all over the top of the cherry pie, pineapple, and whatever, any other. I guess you could do it with blueberry and stuff. I don't know. Peach, maybe. It should work because it doesn't, it's a pie filling. And I guess you could use any kind of pie filling that you had. So we got that in there. And the next thing you do is you take your stick of butter and you cut it in little tiny choppy pieces. And you put it on the top. And this is one thing I should have done before I came on camera, and I didn't. So y'all are going to get to watch me do this. It's right up on top of it. And usually I have it sitting back farther. So there's that. And then at this point, you would be sprinkling on your nuts if you had any pecans or walnuts to put in there. That's what it looks like. Whoops. Dump it in the floor. Okay, then you put it in the oven at 350 and you bake it for like 35 minutes. So that's what I'm going to do. And then when I bring it out, I'm going to look at it and see if it's a fail or a success. And I'll bring you guys back on here and give you a little taste test of it just to see how good it tastes. So, see you guys in 35 minutes YouTube time. Bye. Okay, we're back in the kitchen now with the finished dump cake. Let me see if I can bring the camera in and show you a little better view of it. I always have troubles finding it with this viewfinder, focusing in on it. Okay, that seems like a pretty good view. That's what it looks like. So far, it looks like it might be okay. But now comes the big deal. The tasting. I'm going to sample it and see if it's okay. So let me set this back down again. And I did notice on the video when I was preparing the cake, the position that I put my camera in was not good. My arm, when I was fixing it, was blocking most of the view. Y'all couldn't even see what I was doing. So that was just kind of a test run. So I won't be doing that anymore. I'm putting it back in its regular spot tonight, right now. This is where it needs to be so that you guys can see everything that's going on. That other spot was not good. Okay. I'm going to get some out to try because this is going to be my little snacky snack here. I actually finished cooking it and I let it cool down a little bit before I came in here to taste it. So I didn't want to burn my tongue. One more scoopy scoop. I'm going to miss not having the nuts in it though. Okay, here's what it looks like. So far it looks pretty good. All right, let me see if I can put this out of the way here and get a little taste test. First, let me see how hot it is. Oh, okay. I think I'll be able to put that in my mouth. All right, let me hold the camera up and, oops, doing the taste test. Yeah, it's okay. Apple filling, my thumb. Apple filling works. So if you enjoyed this recipe and you think you might want to make it, it's very simple. 1, 2, 3, 4 ingredients, is it? Simple cake. Lots of people make the dump cakes a lot of different ways. I like it. Thanks y'all for visiting. If you enjoyed this video at all, thumbs up to it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. And y'all just come back any old time. Bye, y'all.